Hello everybody, welcome to Brad Fab Garage. We are doing a little bit of different racing today. The boys are anyway, because I am still healing up from what you're about to see. But anyway, just wanted to let you guys know I lost my intro from a video I did about probably 5 weeks ago. And so I'm gonna let you know kind of what's going on. We are putting an Ultra Bell on a Turbo 400. I jacked up a case on the 400 in my car, and the easiest way to fix that problem is put an Ultra Bell and use the Turbo 400 cases that I have, even though they're Pontiac bolt pattern. So that's what we're doing today. So go ahead and like and subscribe. This is going to be a quick video just on how to put a Ultra Bell on, but wanted to throw a little something out of there while I was sitting around and kind of healing up. So coming back at you. Thanks guys. Bye. All right, about to get this party started. Let's get this done and get back in the shop. Hello everybody, welcome back to Brad Fab Garage. I've kind of snuck out into the shop again. The wife's probably not going to be very happy with me, but I'm bored out of my mind sitting in the house. So like I said, just got out of surgery a week ago, doing an ACL and then meniscus repairs, and I'm bored of sitting in the house, so I've got to get out and do something. I do have some parts in for my Camaro. I didn't do much video on this, but I found some mysterious pieces in the pan on my 400. I had a sluggish 1-2 shift on the manual valve on my trans brake, and so I could tell it was losing pressure for some reason. I pulled the pan and I found a couple parts that aren't supposed to be in there. And what had happened is I had broke some teeth on my 400. Let's see if I can get back out here off of the case. Having to hobble it around here, but I did have a piston seal that I tore about 1 inch out of the piston seal, and yeah, that was my pressure leak. But we probably had a problem with this case before any of that even happened. So the old case laying out here in the dirt, it broke 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teeth off of this top snap ring retainer hook, whatever you want to call them, inside the case. So that was junk. And what I did, I had a buddy here in town gave me a Turbo 400 for Pontiac. So Ronnie gave me this 400, and it was actually to be a good transmission. So I'm using this case for right now, because I actually have 2 Pontiacs after he gave me this one. So I have another one that's for the Le Mans if it ever needs it. But for the price of a Core 400, I just went and bought an Ultra Bell. And just a Summit ATI Ultra Bell. And this will work just fine. That was $309, I think, shipped to me. So I was going to have to spend $300 on a case that may or may not have been any good. So I took all the guts out of my good 400, and put the trans brake, valve body, all the modified parts out of that into this transmission, and all new clutches while I'm in there. I'm not going to take a transmission apart and not just put new clutches in it just because they look okay. It's too cheap. I mean, you can buy a whole 400 rebuild kit for about $175, and upgraded clutches for about another $70. So I'm buying new clutches. So anyway, what I did is I went through this transmission, and I'm just going to stick my camera down there because I cannot bend down, and you can see the holes that I've drilled around the pump. That just gives me a baseline on where I need to cut the bell housing off. I did the same thing on a Turbo 350 on my rock crawler, and it worked fine. Everybody tells you you have to send a case to a machine shop, have it milled off, blah, blah, blah. you don't need to do that. This Ultra Bell bolts directly to through the pump bolts into the case. So there are some higher end Ultra Bells that do require some other machining and stuff that does have to be done to the housing, but we don't need that. So this is what we're doing. So I've got my casing marked. I drilled those holes to show me where the pump lines are at, and I'm just going to take an air saw and cut this off, and then I'll get down here to the bottom, and I'll probably will come out long ways and then figure out exactly how I need to kind of fine tune for the pan bolts and stuff like that. So because that'll have, what is that? That's for the converter cover, and then there's 2 pan bolts right below the pump there. So we'll zip this off. I'll leave the corners, and then we can fine tune it once we get it there. So we'll see how long this lasts before my air compressor kicks in. Alright, and all I'm using is just a Harbor Freight air saw. I probably ought to spray the blade with some WD-40 to kind of help keep the aluminum from sticking to it. So I'll need to grab some of that real quick, and then we'll start cutting this dude. I have to add some WD-40 to my shopping list because about out. All right, let's see where this takes us. Okay, let my air compressor kick off here in a second. Okay, that bell housing is off. Now this is very much a rough cut. You just have to get it out of the way so you can fine tune everything once you get the bell housing, or once you get the bell housing ready. And what it does is this bell housing actually sits right on the face of the pump. So like this little spot that's here is still rised up, we'll have to grind that off a little bit, and some of this stuff will just have to bevel off some. I did leave a lot of extra material down here because we do have to trim that off. This one's a little different than my last one. It actually comes all the way down to where these pan bolts here are. So I probably will blow this off, and I will cut from the inside all the way around where I need to, so that it doesn't interfere with where the pan seals or anything like that. Alright guys, so I got the rest of this cut off, and I went ahead and broke out the cutoff wheel just to get these bigger chunks off the bottom of the housing. Now this isn't perfect. If I wanted to get crazy with it, I can get everything fitted, come back through, buffer this all down, make it look pretty, but it really doesn't make any sense. So it's going to do what it's going to do, and that's all I need it to do. So I'm going to pull the pump out, pull the pump bolts out, and size this thing up. Okay, I got my handy dandy cardboard box stand here, looking over my shoulder. So pretty much have to do this on the ground because I cannot pick this thing up right now. it would not be a good thing. So I do not want to hurt my knee again, so I'm being careful what I do. All right, so let's go pull these bolts out real quick. Expecting to have to do some more clearing out down here. I kind of left some extra meat there just to see. So we'll get some of these bolted on and see what we come out with. There's 2, 4, 6. Get little washers on here. 1, 2, 3. No spam today, please. Okay, where's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we'll see how we did for the first time. Be nice to hit it the right time and be done with it. Okay, let's get a couple started. Looks like I'm hitting something over here. Actually, I'm not. That one's all the way down. I'm actually bumping something on the bottom. So, a little bit right here. A little bit here. So I'm going to get my marker out. Mark what's hitting. Take this right here off. Everything feels good except for just the corners. Get scooted over here. And just a little bit right in here. I think we're really close other than that right there. So we'll pull the bolts out again and we'll cut a little bit more. I'd rather have a lot more extra than to have to go back and weld something back on the case. So just a little bit off here, a little bit off here. I'm going to go up to about the edge of the pan. You can see where I had it marked in there. That's where the pan is. And I didn't want to go any beyond that. So let me cover up my leg here. And we're going to trim this last little bit off right here. Alright, best rule of thumb, if you're not throwing sparks, you're not hitting steel. So you're alright. So we're not hitting the pan or anything like that. Give it another quick test fit. I think we good. Might be hitting a little bit down there still. I still have some more I can take away there. And a little more I can take away here. So still a little bit more. Okay, well, I tripped over my cord, didn't fall, and jacked up the blade on my my cutoff wheel. So I'm gonna have to go to town to get a cutoff wheel, or finish it with the air saw. I might give it a try with an air saw and just get that finished up, because I don't want to go to town right now, and get this cut off and get it bolted up the rest of the way. Okay, I think I've got the last two areas, or one of the last two areas, cleaned up to where it's not going to interfere now. I'm going to take a little bit, I'm going to bevel the back of the case where the pan sets, because I don't want to give up any of my sealing surfaces, and I think that ought to get it. So I did break my cutoff wheel, so I'm going to have to go to an old-fashioned, just a grinding disc. Okay, well, I think we've got the bell housing whipped. We got one more final fit on this thing, and I think we're going to be good to go. Let me set you up here on my box, and let's see what we got going on with this thing now. All right. It's definitely a lot of off and on when you're doing this, because you probably said it already once before, but you do not want to take off too much at once and end up damaging your case or causing an unwanted leak or anything like that. So it's definitely worth the time to take the time. Everything feels good there. Let's get the light. Take a look around the pump. Looks like it is all seated really good on the pump. Let me flip it over. You can see how much extra you can leave on here, but I like to make sure there's plenty of room, and works just fine. Flip this thing over on its side, where I look at the underbelly, and it looks like it is all seated beautifully. So this dude's ready to go in the car whenever I can get a couple extra helping hands to get this thing up on the new training jack that my brother bought me, and life will be good. So, but anyway, bell housing's installed. We're just waiting on some time to get it in now. So I've about spent my day worth of struggling out here in the shop, and time to go back inside, kick my feet up, and chill out a little bit, let my leg rest. So see you in a bit. Bye.